Today's news going midfield crazy. We're talking about Jude Bellingham, we're talking about Amadou Haidara, we're talking about MILINKOVIC, SAVIC as well. It looks like Manchester United are in for loads of midfielders. I just want one. Just get me a midfielder. Check it out. Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the paper talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford where the weather is quite brisk. You might be able to see my... You see that? Yeah, pretty cold. Anyway, we'll get right to it. First of all, the big story over the weekend has been this sort of anti-Martial fallout between Ralf Rangnick and Martial. We heard Ralf Rangnick after the game away at Villa saying that Martial wasn't in the squad because he didn't want to be. Martial has then posted on Instagram saying that he's always sort of, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said he's always willing to play and wants to play for Manchester United. Listen, Stephen Alson did a reaction to the Ralf Rangnick comments just after the game. Anna McCullough did the Gazette yesterday where he looked at what Anthony Martial had responded. So I don't want to labour the point. We've already had 2 videos talking about it. Go and check those videos out. You can see just what the thoughts of the lads are on it and the sort of situation at the minute. We'll have to see how that develops. Obviously, we've got a game this week against Brentford. We'll see if Anthony Martial is in the squad for that one. Personally, I just think that it looks like it's come to an end on it. Anthony Martial and Manchester United, whether you rate him or not, it just seems like it's getting pretty untenable. So maybe it is best for everyone if he just moves on. Regardless of how talented he is, it's just not working out at the minute. And there's obviously some issue there between himself and the manager on different pages. And it looks like he's not going to have a happy ending, which seems to be the current theme at Manchester United. We've got some transfer news. There's been a rumour doing the rounds for the last sort of month or so, probably a little bit longer, ever since Ralf Rangnick came in really, about Amadou Haidara. This is the kid from RB Leipzig who's been linked with Manchester United. He's away with Mali in the AFCON. Now, he's rumoured to be in the region of around 33 million quid, I think his buyout clause may be, or how much it's going to cost. Now, obviously, Ralf Rangnick knows him from his work with RB, and it looks like he's prioritised him as a target. Now, there is a bit of a fly in the ointment in the sense that Newcastle United have also been linked with him, and now the price could go up because they've got mega bucks and they're willing to spend it, and they're looking to strengthen because they're still under a lot of pressure of getting relegated. They've brought in a couple of players already. They've brought in obviously Chris Wood, Kieran Trippier, and they want to add Haidara. Now, it's been a bit up and down, this transfer rumour. At one point it looks like it's going to happen, another point it looks like it isn't going to happen. We've heard rumours that it might have to wait until the summer. Obviously, United are crying out for a midfield. I say obviously because I think that's the one thing from what I see on comments and speaking to people that almost every United fan agrees on. It's very rarely I say that. Now, Jonathan Schrager, who we have had on the channel, who is a reliable reporter, if you could call him a reporter. He's not an official journalist. He's not, he doesn't write for a paper, but he does a few bits and pieces. But he's the guy that used to be sort of ahead of the curve on the team news, a few other bits as well. Very reputable. He said that talks have begun with, he did a tweet the other day saying that talks have begun with Haidara and Manchester United. So it looks like there could be some movement there, and actually maybe Manchester United could be making inroads in the pursuit of the midfielder. We need a midfielder. He's available. It looks like he ticks the boxes that Ralf Rangnick wants ticking. So we'll keep you posted on that one, but there may be some fire to that smoke. Now, another midfielder we've been linked with is MILINKOVIC, SAVIC. This is the guy from Lazio, midfielder from Lazio. I think he's 26, is he? 25, 26? Double check that, but I think I'm right. Anyway, been linked with him for quite a few years. I remember many years ago, well, about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, speaking to Bozan Jordan, get my words out there, Bozan Jordan, who used to play for Manchester United. I went over to Norway and I spoke to him about MILINKOVIC, SAVIC. He's a big fan of his. It was just before the World Cup, so it's 2018, and he was saying that United should go for this guy. He could be the missing piece of the midfield puzzle. Obviously it didn't happen. I felt in that World Cup he underwhelmed a little bit. I think that was his stage where people could go, okay, is he going to make a step up from Lazio, to no disrespect to them, but to a bigger club? Didn't really happen for him. Hasn't really happened, but now it looks like it could happen. I think the price tag for him is around 58 million quid, which obviously is very steep, but not too steep. This isn't sort of beyond the realms of possibility that Manchester United would be willing to pay that. He has been likened to Paul Pogba. There's a few reports doing the rounds where he's been compared to Paul Pogba. I don't know if that's just because he's tall, to be honest with you, and he's a midfielder, but there are some comparisons there. Whether he's the answer to our problems, I'm not so sure. I feel like with MILINKOVIC, SAVIC, that the chance for him to come to Manchester United has passed us by. I feel like it should have happened in around 2018. I feel like if he had have had a really good World Cup, then maybe it would have happened. Maybe that would have been enough to sort of put him in the spotlight and push that deal over the line. It hasn't happened now. I personally don't think it will happen, but who knows? You never know. There might be a few more twists and turns with someone like Milinkovic-Savic. And just finally as well, there's reports that Manchester United's main transfer target is Jude Bellingham. Now, this is despite the fact we don't know who the manager is going to be next season. This is a summer target. It looks like we're going to get him in the January transfer window, but the reports that John Murtagh, who's obviously the director of football here now, wants I nearly said Milinkovic-Savic then, didn't I? What are we on about? No, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Jude Bellingham. Has prioritised Jude Bellingham as the main transfer target for Manchester United. Now, that is regardless of whether it's Mauricio Pochettino, Erik ten Hag, or anyone else who comes in as the summer as manager. It looks like United are looking at Jude Bellingham as a target. Now, this can happen. You can have a transfer target even ahead of who your next manager is going to be, if that makes sense. Remember, Ander Herrera was linked with United a long time before Louis van Gaal arrived. We've seen it at other clubs as well. They've prioritised signings. I think Liverpool were looking at Virgil van Dijk before they even got Jurgen Klopp as a long-term target. Clubs sometimes do that, and United aren't averse to that. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. We'll wait and see what happens with Bellingham. Wait and see what happens with Milinkovic-Savic. Wait and see what happens with Amadou Haidara. Anyone else you want to throw into that mix as well, we'll keep tabs on them also. So get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think of those targets. Have I missed anyone out? Have you seen any other reports that you'd like to give us a heads up on? Listen, you might be ITK, you're probably more ITK than I am. I just go off what the journalists tell us. So keep us posted and we'll keep you posted. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. With your help and support, we can do it. I'm Jay Motte outside a very cold Old Trafford. My ears are getting cold now for the Paper Talk. Thanks for watching.